The UFC 307 pre-fight press conference just recently went down, and I'm going to give you guys my reaction to it. We'll go over the whole press conference, but I really want to highlight some key moments. I have my 6 favorite from the press conference clipped up, which I'll be reacting to live on today's video. We'll also summarize the back and forth and some of the other questions that went down. I won't jump out and say this was a great press conference. I would call it like a 6.5 out of 10. Relatively mediocre, but definitely a handful of fun moments and a lot of feminine energy going off at this damn presser with 4 of the top women's bantamweights up on stage and a good amount of trash talk amongst all of them, which I thought was kind of fun. Pereira, obviously star of the show. Some questions asked to him. Khalil had an absolutely awesome moment, which is definitely going to be on the highlight reel. But first thing we're going to get into is just the Pereira and Khalil Rountree first few questions that were asked. Question number 1 went right to Alex Pereira, and he was asked, where does Khalil rank amongst all of his UFC opponents? And Pereira said that Khalil is definitely up there. He compliments the striking, and he says he's putting a lot of work to get to where he wants to be. But the next question is what I feel is valuable. Where does Khalil Rountree's kickboxing rank compared to your previous opponents, Alex Pereira? Well, instead of me just talking about it, let's listen to what Alex Pereira had to say.
You mentioned his striking there. You are one of the best kickboxers of all time. How do you think Khalil's striking, in terms of being a kickboxer, ranks up against some of those other opponents you faced?
I guess among one of the best. I mean, if you think about it, the numbers don't lie, and that's what's been showing. So that's how I feel about him.
I got to say, the fact that Pereira is rating Khalil's kickboxing this highly could be one of 2 things. One could be honest respect and him recognizing Khalil Rountree has high-level Muay Thai and could maybe even compete in pure striking and thrive. Or 2, it's Pereira making sure to sell the fight. Because if he would have said, nah, Khalil's striking is nowhere near Adesanya's, I've seen better guys in amateur kickboxing than him on the feet, it definitely would hurt the intensity and the selling of the matchup. But I actually think that Pereira is being truthful. The damn translation caused for a delay, so apologies to everybody that was watching that, because shit, I forget about when we got the damn Pereira moments. They're going to be double the length because we got to go through question, answer, translate, answer. But it's all good because Poatan still has extremely high aura, even without speaking a damn lick of English. Now, Pereira was also asked about Khalil's secret move, and since it's right here, I might as well play the clip.
He says he has a secret move that he might be able to pull off in the fight. Do you think there's anything in combat sports that you haven't seen he could pull off?
Maybe there's something new. I don't know.
I don't think there is anything new, but it's a lot of fun that Pereira's playing into the game. I don't know what the hell Khalil's going to do that Alex Pereira, who comes from the highest level of striking, has never seen before. I think Khalil Rountree is an absolutely marvelous striker for MMA, and he's got legit knockout power. He's incredibly skilled, but I can't sit here today and tell you that he is going to be anything more tricky than what Pereira has faced, not only in the UFC taking on Adesanya, even a Yuri Prochazka, but also comparisons to who Pereira has fought in Glory Kickboxing, like Artem Veretokov. I'm probably butchering the name. I'm sorry, kickboxer. I'm dissing you until you get this Contender Series win. You got to show me something. That guy was supposed to be nasty. Obviously, Cesar Almeida. I would say that Rountree actually looks cleaner than a Cesar Almeida. And Rountree did beat Gohan Saki in MMA. So I guess in some retrospects, this is still a pretty high-level kickboxing test for Pereira. And that's why I really think that he's being honest with his assumption of Khalil Rountree's kickboxing game. Now, things were pretty chill between Rountree and Pereira. There wasn't like any holy shit moment, but Khalil did get asked about does he feel this Pereira fight is not just a UFC championship, but does it mean something more? Is this win go beyond just being a UFC champ, but you're beating an all-time great in striking and somebody that's on an absolute tear right now? And the question was asked to Khalil Rountree.
So would it be extra special to beat someone like Alex?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look at the guy's record. Look at what he's done. Look where he's, positioned himself. So yeah, it would be extra sweet. It would mean a lot. It'd be major.
Okay, so I want to say something. Boys to Men is what his father used to be like a road manager for. I'm telling you, bro, I'm seeing the remnant of the style. He's bringing back that 90s style. Khalil Rountree, he's got some low-key drip at this press conference. I got some mad respect for it. Now, here, he was also asked about, is he going to have a different game plan? Is he going to end up turning into a grappler in this fight? Are you going to start looking for takedowns? Obviously, Khalil Rountree is known for his Muay Thai, and he himself says, no, I'm not going to shift the game plan up and turn into a damn wrestler. I built my whole career off striking. I'm going to keep it as such.
To secure the win. The main thing that I was trying to say is that I've worked myself hard enough to get to this point till now. It would not make sense to switch who I am as a fighter, to completely switch the game plan just to secure a win. The main reason that I've always wanted this fight, really, is for the fans. You got two of the best strikers in the world going at it. And that's what
I gotta say, I'm pausing this for a second. Khalil is going to earn a lot of fans after this fight with Pereira, regardless of if he gets knocked out in the first round or if he ends up pulling off a Buster Douglas-like upset. Because he is standing here, and I think this is sincerity. He's saying, listen, we're going to trade. I know Sean Strickland is the guy who claims we're going to die in the cage. We're going to go to war. But he's not really about that. He's more of, the point boxing a lot of the time. Khalil Rountree is literally looking to take Alex Pereira's head clean off. And the same goes for Pereira. Let's let the clip finish before we jump forward to some of the other stuff.
What I want to give the fans. That's what I want to give you guys. So for you guys to be anyone who's fans of me, I'm like, it's MMA. And Alex has said it before. It's MMA. Anything can happen. But what I'm trying to make sure that everybody knows is that when I step in there, you get to expect the best version of me. And the best version of me is not someone who switches my plan and then out of nowhere in my career decides to become a wrestler. So that's kind of like, I'm just trying to make that point clear.
Respect. I'm going to clap with the crowd. I knew Khalil was not going to be a dusty bitch and shoot. He's not going to pull a Conor McGregor versus Dustin Poirier. When things are going tough on the feet, he's not nose-diving for legs. I think Khalil, if anything, uncomfortable on the feet, might be swinging reckless, wild-ass shots, which could end up getting his lights shut off in a more vicious fashion. But his willingness to strike, regardless of if it could be, and probably will be, the recipe for ultimate disaster, is going to give us a magnificent damn fight night. And I am happy about that. I'm happy about that. That's what it's all about. Okay, so now I want to talk a little bit about the lit back and forth. So Pena and Kayla Harrison ended up going to war with one another. I'm going to fast forward here just a tad. So when we're ready for the clip, I can drop it. All right, there it is. This is Kayla Harrison looking kind of disheveled in this one. So Kayla was asked that, like, looking at the title fight, does it really matter who she fights next? She's like, nah, fill in the blank. I'm the uncrowned queen. She said she's going to smash Ketlin. And then, she pretty much sent a warning out to the women that are in the main event, Pennington and Pena. She's coming for the title, and enjoy it, ladies. Kayla asked about her statement, stating she'd elbow Juliana for free, and how Juliana called her like a roid head and said that she has some roid rage. And then things got kind of interesting between these two, so I'm gonna let it play.
For free, but I really want to be UFC champion. I have more finishes than Juliana has wins, so I don't know what she's talking about. She better slow down.
Juliana, any response?
I know violence, and Kayla just got here to the scene. As far as I'm concerned.
Just got here. I've won 2 Olympic gold medals. I've been doing.
What does that have to do with being in the UFC?
Honey.
What does that have to do with being in the UFC?
I love the back and forth. When the girls get feisty, things get fun for me. Holy shit. I mean, to be honest, you're doing a combat grappling, judo. It's definitely a base for something. It definitely translates to women's MMA. Kayla's been crushing it at PFL, but she has been fighting absolute fucking cans. I mean, nobody is going to say that, you know, the competition in PFL, aside from Larissa Pacheco, who was the only girl that beat Kayla, is near UFC level. I know Don Davis, the PFL CEO, has put a lot of delusional claims out about the level of guys that they got, but yeah, he's not correct. It's absolute bullshit. So let's just let this play out. Let's have some fun.
As far as I'm concerned, the last time she faced a Brazilian, she came running into the UFC. So if I have anything to say about it.
You started your career in 2009. You're 10-5. I started in 2018, and I'm 17-1.
Yeah, it's easy to be 17-1 when you're fighting frickin' tomato cans.
Who have you fought?
What was that?
Done. Wraps. Kayla Harrison just got beat in that exchange. If we talk about dumbest lines I have ever heard at press conferences, it's Kayla Harrison saying to the former women's bantamweight champion who has a win over Amanda Nunes, "Who have you fought?" It's just the worst comeback I've ever seen in my life. Truth is, Juliana Pena has fought decent opposition, but yes, a lot of layoffs. Now, to name some girls that she's fought, Amanda Nunes, win over her. And granted, she lost the rematch. Kat Zingano, win over her. At that time, Zingano was a savage. Losses to Valentina Shevchenko, Germaine de Randamie, and, you know, a fair amount of mid-wins in between. It's not like she's beaten all of the world's best, but I still feel like having an Amanda Nunes win and having gone in there with Valentina Shevchenko, you can't say who have you fought to Juliana Pena. It just comes across as naive and ignorant and not well researched. I think Kayla Harrison realized she fumbled the bag on that one because, you know, she didn't say too much after. Let's play it.
Who have you?
Who gave her a mic?
The same person that gave you one, sweetie.
And a question.
Little uncomfortable laughter from Kayla Harrison, obviously feeling the effects of a loss in a verbal exchange. 10-9 Juliana Pena. She won. 1,000% she got the better of Kayla Harrison in the back and forth. So pretty grateful that she came back with some fire, because you can't let Kayla Harrison just walk all over you, okay? Now, in the midst of all this, right afterwards, Vierra was asked about being overlooked. Do we really have to play the clip? I'm not. Ketlin said, you know, somebody needs to pinch Kayla because she's dreaming. And then Kayla says, "We'll see you Saturday night, honey." All right, next up. Pennington and Pena also had some fun back and forth, which I am going to fast forward to. We'll find the number right about here. Okay. So it starts off, which you'll probably see in a second, about Pennington being asked, you know, to finally be fighting Juliana after all these years. The big thing she's saying is, I've been waiting 11 years. I've been waiting since The Ultimate Fighter. Raquel was asked about Juliana mentioning that she wasn't a good representation for women's MMA, and Raquel was saying, like, I don't know where I'm not a good representation. And then she's like, yeah, she's here talking shit, running her mouth, and she's like, nothing handed to me, I became the champ. And then Raquel asked Juliana a question, which I think we have right here.
And, you know, I mean, I guess I have one question for you, Juliana. How are you going to feel getting your ass beat Saturday by a drunk?
I got to pause it for a second. That was good. That was good.
That challenge. She says she's been waiting for 11 years for this fight, but you didn't win the Ultimate Fighter, so you haven't been waiting that long.
I didn't need to win the Ultimate Fighter. I've been the most active from our season. Your ass has been injured left and right.
That doesn't matter. You quit on the stool when you fought Amanda, and you had your opportunity to go get that, and you didn't. Yeah, you were trying to quit on the stool.
Girl, you got your ass embarrassed for 5 rounds as well, so quit.
Girlfriend, you did the same thing. So
that's why I said as well.
Okay.
To be fair, Pennington did quit. Juliana Pena fought until the end. Getting your ass whooped for 5 rounds is still less embarrassing than quitting. just to be real. And I fuck with Pena and Pennington both. I think they're both pretty game, and I feel like it's going to be a fun fight. I think Pennington got a few extra aura points with the question to Juliana Pena, but like low-key, Juliana Pena is like a female version of Dricus du Plessis, coming back with consistent barbs and being completely unfazed by her opponents and even potential opponents, with Kayla Harrison trying to talk trash on her and taking an L. Let's just let this clip play.
I'll give her this. She did earn it, and so that's good for her, and I respect that. But come Saturday night, there will be a new bantamweight queen in this division. And
my God, you're like a little chihuahua that just doesn't stop talking.
Final one for Raquel. Obviously, you've been envisioning this.
That was fun. She's like a little chihuahua that doesn't stop talking. Listen, she barks a lot. Definitely Juliana Pena is one of the more irritating fighters in the women's division to go up against. She pisses women off. They've always, since The Ultimate Fighter, rubbed her the wrong way. But I feel like that's a recipe for success. Sometimes being the most unliked, especially in women's fighting where emotions are running higher than men's. Maybe call me, a misogynist for that, but is it not true? Women's MMA probably has more emotion in it than men's fighting, for the most part. Obviously prime Cody Garbrandt couldn't control those emotions in some of his fights, and that's why he took some L's. He got a little bit better nowadays, but a little too late. Sorry, Cody, you're catching strays. I kind of feel bad. Sorry, Cody. We love you here, Cody, okay? It's just, you ain't been looking good. Juliana Pena said after this, there was a question asked for Raquel, but it's not worth playing, about her being categorized as a brawler. She's like, no, I mix it up better than that. Juliana was also asked a question about fighters criticizing her a lot, which I'm going to try to clip to right here. I believe this is it.
Fight Raquel, she has things to say. Catelyn says things that media does. So I guess, what is it about you that kind of draws all this attention and all this criticism from your fellow fighters?
I don't know. I guess have some type of way that gets under people's skin, and I really don't know what it is. Maybe you guys can tell me. However, I will just say that it's a compliment.
She does get under fighters' skin, and I think it's a compliment too. You're not trying to be best friends with your opponent. I'd rather be hated, disrespected. I'd rather fighters be absolutely frustrated with me all the time than like, oh my God, they're so cool, and now I'm going to go kick your ass. You get what I'm saying? Juliana was also asked about her prediction for the fight, and she said, listen, I'm either taking her out with a knockout with a pinky finger, subbing her on the ground. I don't really care. Either way, I'm in it to literally kill for it. And, they both complimented each other after the exchange. It wasn't really worthwhile. It's just simply Juliana and Raquel saying, like, they're both warriors. But, Pennington is saying that still Juliana is just yappy. She's a chihuahua. And then Juliana comes back at her and saying, oh, she's talking a lot because I said she's a bad representation of women's MMA. And there was one funny moment, I think it's right here.
Stays in front of somebody's face.
I know. First off, I never said I was a pit bull. And speaking of Chihuahua, I feel like because I've told her that she's a bad representation of the women's division, that she's had no choice but to... This is the most you guys have actually ever heard Raquel Pennington speak in the history of knowing Raquel Pennington. So I have to bring that out in her in order to get people interested in the fight, because nobody else is interested in this block of wood over here. She's boring.
The block of wood comment, bro. 10-9. Juliana, you're winning the night. Juliana Pena is winning the trash talk battle. She beat Kayla Harrison. She beat Raquel Pennington. All she got to do now, third time's a charm, is win inside of this damn cage. That's funny as fuck. She's a block of wood. That was good. I really enjoyed that. There's really not much between Aldo and Mario Bautista. Aldo was asked a question about what he expects from the fight. He was asked if Mario's a guy that can bring an exciting fight. Aldo, without saying it, said not really, but he's not the opponent that matters. It's about me, and I'm here to put on a showcase. And then Mario Bautista was asked a question, and we're only bringing it up because Aldo is the lock this week, and Mario Bautista seems like an NPC.
Isn't seen, or is it just going to be you're going to get locked in there and the first one to go down just goes down?
Oh, no, he's seen quite a bit, but I think his time has gone, and now it's my time. So I'm just going to put it on him and try to break him out there.
Holy shit. Did he get that from the book of most generic replies in MMA fucking press conference history? Mario, we got to talk a little better. Aldo's washed. I'm going to win. Yep, that's it. Man, way to connect. Holy shit. The Bautista army's coming through now. Fuck no. Jose Aldo's going to whoop him. And this press conference gave me more confidence because I swear to you, Mario Bautista's got NPC replies. I'm not playing any more Mario Bautista clips because he essentially said nothing. Holy shit. Aldo said it's going to be a bloodbath. And Mario had mentioned, it's going to be a bloodbath. I guess he said that, saying he's getting his hand raised when asked how does the fight play out. No base prediction, just kind of like a, half-ass. Yeah, I'm going to win with blood on my face. Aldo said it's going to be a bloodbath. This is the new Aldo. Believe me, Saturday night, there will be blood. So respect to Jose Aldo. Big W to him. Now, there was some awkward back and forths between Kevin Holland and Roman Dolidze. It's not like super worthwhile of getting into. I mean, I can play it for a second. They're kind of just interrupting each other a lot. Here it is.
No. Relax, buddy, relax. No, listen. Relax, buddy, relax.
So it started off with Holland, essentially mentioning that Dolidze is definitely looking to take this fight to the ground. He's not going to sit and strike, and that Dolidze is trying to play to the fans. And then Dolidze saying, I was confused. I thought you were asking me a question. Overall, fun moment. Kevin Holland's definitely a fan favorite. The crowd went kind of wild for him, and we can just listen to a bit more just simply because Kevin Holland's the guy. I'd rather just get it right back to Holland, man. But I think this is the Dolidze clip now. Let's see what he says.
Maybe my no, relax, buddy. I thought you asked me some questions. Hey, bro, relax. He didn't ask you yet. Just chill out. It'll come.
It was also funny because Dolidze said, I'm looking for the big name. And then it was like, he's looking for clout. We're going to get him some clout. Let's see. Do I have this clip here? I don't have it written down. These weren't like the greatest moments, but we'll just play a little more Kevin Holland for the fun of it.
But most of these guys want to get in there and point fight with me. Do you think that Roman will be willing to engage in a straight up fist fight with you?
No, I don't think so. Roman will use some grappling, and it's expected, So we'll see how it goes.
So you can see how it all started. Immediately, the interruptions. This Dolidze hops in, and he's trying to get a little clout from Kevin Holland, but I don't care what he says. And I'm like, Dolidze, at the end of the day, he not speak good English, man. I won't take Kevin Holland down. That's fine. That's fine. You can talk like a guy who's never even tried. You don't even need to speak English, Pereira, right? But you have to be entertaining, and Dolidze lacks entertainment value. When does anybody say, holy shit, I'm excited for that Roman Dolidze fight? Very rarely. Almost never. Now, I am not going to play Ketlen Vieira's next question that she was asked because she got asked the exact same question. Ketlen, are you being overlooked? Holy shit. How many times are you going to ask her? She went to elaborate saying that she's focused on this fight. And in her mind, Kayla Harrison has the belt. And then she's going to, fucking go out there, do a thing. I don't know. Kayla then says, I'm going to smash her. She's the new kid on the block. It wasn't really a great exchange. The only funny moment was when Ketlen Vieira said that Kayla Harrison was ugly. And I thought that was funny. So we're going to play it.
Vai ser difícil dormir bem, olhando essa tua cara feia, para mim vai ser muito difícil dormir bem.
It's gonna be hard for you. It's gonna be really hard looking at your ugly face. For me, it's gonna be okay when you look in the mirror.
Things get very feminine here. Here we go.
My mom thinks I'm pretty.
Porra, se a tua mãe não achar, né? Só ela que acha.
If your mom don't think you're pretty, only your mom probably.
That was funny, man. Ketlen Vieira's low-key funny with it, man. Holy shit. Vieira's underrated on the mic. It's just because she don't speak English, and normally she says nothing. But, she's decided that this was going to be her moment to talk some fucking shit. And I think a big reason is, which she actually alluded to during, some more of the questions that were asked to her, is she feels it's like disrespectful that Kayla Harrison is getting this big of a fight and is already in the title picture. But Kayla Harrison was a big champion in PFL, which is like kind of the #2 promotion in the world, and she was popular in women's MMA, and she beat Holly Holm. I actually think she deserves this fight. Yes, sometimes people come in, but if they fight at a high level elsewhere, they also, one fight and they find themselves in a bigger one, kind of like Michael Chandler, we've seen it with, even Eddie Alvarez back when he was coming from Bellator, right? So I don't think it's delusional that Kayla Harrison is in this big opportunity. I think it actually Makes a lot of sense. It makes a ton of sense. Now, I want to get to a clip that I think has some real passion and value. After this, Juliana Pena essentially just bragged about how she's a better champion than Raquel Pennington. But she brought up good points. She's like very in the limelight. But she forgets that the reason she got so much attention is she literally upset Amanda Nunes in one of the craziest upsets in MMA history. That's why she was so popular. If she would have beat Raquel Pennington back then to win the belt, I don't think anybody's saying much. But that's besides the point, because Khalil Rountree had his moment on the mic that I think we need to sit and appreciate, especially just his life mentality, and I think a mentality that goes for a lot of people, man. I think it's just good positivity, and you know I'm about the positivity. I talk my shit, but overall, I like to, keep a good mindset.
Ask yourself this question, right? Everybody in the crowd, ask yourself this question. Like, what do you want in life? Like, and what's stopping you? Because that's what I'm asking myself right now. And that's what I've asked myself all the way up until this point. What's stopping me from getting what I want? For me, the answer has been myself.
Good work. Khalil Rountree with like the, life advice, the spirituality, that true Thailand mindset. He traveled to the land of smiles, and he definitely came back with a bit of wisdom. Listen, it's just powerful what he says. Like in life, a lot of people, they have something that they dream about, something they really want to do. Not some like stupid thing you want to buy, but like something, I don't know, career or some hobby or something. I don't know. And then they never really reach it. Most people always, back down from the challenge, man, out of fear or whatever. So Khalil's got his chance here. Khalil's a normal guy. As much as we see him in the UFC stage, at heart, he's a normal dude. And I know he gets a lot of flack for being a liberal, but I got love for Khalil Rountree, man. Genuine, nice guy with great intentions. And he himself said that this is the best version of him ever, and I actually think so. I feel that. Not saying that he's going to beat Pereira, but I definitely think that this is the best version of Khalil ever. He's been in the UFC a long time. I have watched his whole UFC career. I remember when he got choked out on The Ultimate Fighter, and then he came back and ended up fighting Josh Stansberry, who he ran through in like his fight to move him forth at a short notice replacement bout. The dude he lost to, whose name has escaped my mind, Corey Hendricks. And Corey and him were boys. So, he was ripping Corey with big punches. Corey didn't go down. Corey got the rear naked. It's a long time ago. It's just funny looking back and seeing Khalil's evolution, not only as a fighter, but just as a person, bro. So, mad respect and props to Khalil. He's a gangster. Pereira was asked, and it's not worthwhile of bringing up, but he was asked about why do the fans love him? And you know why they love him? He said it's his charisma, he thinks. He thinks it's a combination of factors why they like him. His style, his charisma. He's a dangerous man. And it was first alluded to the question. It was about him going into boxing and stuff like that. And then his heavyweight run, middleweight, whatever. Please, no boxing. For the love of God. We don't need this boxing stuff. We don't need anything with boxing. UFC fighters, stick with UFC. UFC fighters, get in the cage, do your thing. The UFC is the creme de la creme. The UFC is the top of the top, and that's what we're here for. Now, we're not done just yet because I want to close out with Jose Aldo getting the love, man. I want to close out with my guy. Let's see if this is the clip. I believe I got the timestamp right.
Ser campeão.
Looking way back, being a champion of the UFC has always been my dream my entire life. It doesn't matter. That's why I work for it. That's why I wake up for it. That's why I train so hard. That's why I dedicate myself so much to it. It's to be a champion in the UFC. That's why I came back, because it means so much to me. I wake up in the morning and I see I give up on so many things in my life, and I actually have to do other things just to focus on this. There are things that are written on my wall every day to remind myself how much I want this. It's what matters to me the most. To be a champion in the UFC is my ultimate goal, and that's what I'm continuing to work for.
The main thing I wanted to play from that is Jose Aldo's championship mentality and the fact that he's still driven to win the damn world title even at 38. He's not coming to lose to Mario Bautista. And if you've tailed the picks this week, if you've paid attention, you know that I'm locking Jose Aldo. He's coming home with the W. Don't sleep on my guy. Jose Aldo's going to win this fight come Saturday. He's a great underdog. Guys, the press conference went down. I tried a new look press conference reaction video. And, assuming that YouTube doesn't mind, I rock with a little bit of the UFC presser clips. I think it's an improved style. Definitely let me know if you're a consistent viewer or if it's your first time here. Welcome. Let me know what you thought of the press conference reaction in the comments. I really think that it was a decent presser. Like I said, it was mediocre, but there's good moments. You know what? I'm up in the score. After sitting here rewatching the moments with you guys, I'm going to give it a solid 7.5 out of 10, not a 6.5. There was fun banter between the ladies. Khalil Rountree said some really heartfelt stuff, and Jose Aldo pretty much told us he's looking for a world title even at 38, and I love the mentality. That's a lock mentality. Guys, thank you for watching. Smash the hell out of the like button. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. I got daily content. Keep it locked in. I'm looking forward to this UFC 307 card. If you don't know, I'll be live for the entire event, so make sure you tune into the Fight Companion. Thanks for watching, everybody. W's in the comments, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace out.